The wail of sirens pierced the summer night. It was a sound that had become synonymous with dread and anticipation, a harbinger of the chaos that was to follow. The sirens, with their mournful rising and falling tone, were a signal to the people of London that danger was imminent. A mournful rising and falling tone echoing across the rooftops of London. The city, cloaked in darkness, seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the inevitable. The rooftops, usually a place of solace and escape, now served as a vantage point for the horrors that unfolded nightly. Echoing across the rooftops of London, the once bustling city, now shrouded in an eerie silence, was a stark contrast to the vibrant metropolis it had been before the war. The streets, empty and desolate, bore witness to the resilience and determination of its inhabitants. It was a sound that had become all too familiar, sending chills down the spines of even the bravest souls. The people of London, though accustomed to the nightly raids, could never fully prepare for the terror that each siren brought. Faces etched with worry and fear told the story of a city under siege. The clock ticked past midnight, July 1940, and the heart of the British Empire braced itself for another onslaught. Big Ben, standing tall and resolute, was a symbol of endurance and hope. As the hands of the clock moved, the city prepared for the night ahead, knowing that each passing minute brought them closer to the next wave of destruction. The Luftwaffe was coming. German bombers, laden with their deadly cargo, droned through the darkness, guided by the ominous glow of the River Thames reflecting the moonlight. The enemy planes, like dark shadows against the night sky, were a constant reminder of the relentless assault on the city. The sound of their engines, a low and menacing hum, filled the air, signaling the approach of another devastating attack. Below, families huddled in makeshift shelters, fear clinging to them like smoke. Mothers held their children close, whispering words of comfort, while fathers tried to mask their own fears. The shelters, though offering some protection, could not shield them from the psychological toll of the constant bombardment. Each family, each individual, carried the weight of uncertainty and the hope that they would see the dawn of a new day. Each rumble, each distant explosion served as a stark reminder. Britain stood alone. The night sky, illuminated by the flashes of bombs, was a testament to the relentless attacks. The explosions, though distant, reverberated through the hearts of the people, a constant reminder of the peril they faced. The city, though battered and bruised, stood defiant, a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. The fate of freedom, the very survival of their island nation, hung precariously in the balance. The people of London, with their unyielding spirit, embodied the resilience and determination of a nation. Each night, they faced the darkness with courage, knowing that their fight was not just for themselves, but for the future of their country. The city under siege stood as a testament to the strength and resolve of its people. Across the English Channel, Hitler's war machine had conquered much of Europe. The Blitzkrieg tactics had proven devastatingly effective, leaving a trail of destruction and subjugation in their wake. The rapid fall of nations like Poland, Belgium, and the Netherlands had stunned the world, showcasing the might and efficiency of the German military. The Wehrmacht seemed unstoppable, a juggernaut rolling over any resistance with ruthless precision. France, once a mighty power, had fallen. The Maginot Line, thought to be an impenetrable defense, had been outflanked and rendered useless. Paris, the city of light, was now under the shadow of the swastika. The French government had capitulated, signing an armistice that left the country divided and humiliated. The speed and ferocity of the German advance had left the Allies reeling, struggling to regroup and mount a counter-offensive. Now Britain stood as a defiant obstacle to Nazi domination. Under the leadership of Winston Churchill, the British people were determined to resist. Churchill's speeches, filled with resolve and defiance, rallied the nation. "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender," he declared, igniting a spirit of resilience and unity. The British Isles became a fortress, with every man, woman and child contributing to the war effort. Operation Sea Lion, the planned invasion of the British Isles, loomed large. The German High Command meticulously planned the invasion, envisioning a swift and decisive victory. The English Channel, a mere 21 miles at its narrowest point, was the last natural barrier. Detailed maps and invasion routes were drawn, with the aim of landing troops along the southern coast of England. The success of this operation hinged on one critical factor: control of the skies. Yet before the first German boot could touch British soil, a crucial hurdle remained: air superiority. The Luftwaffe, Germany's formidable air force, was tasked with achieving this. The Battle of Britain was about to commence, a battle that would determine the fate of the nation. The skies over Britain would become the arena for a fierce and relentless struggle, with the RAF standing as the last line of defense. Hermann Göring, the arrogant head of the Luftwaffe, boasted that his air force could crush the RAF, paving the way for invasion. Confident in his pilots and aircraft, Göring promised Hitler that the RAF would be destroyed within weeks. The Luftwaffe launched a series of relentless attacks targeting airfields, radar stations and cities. The aim was to break the RAF's ability to defend the skies and demoralize the British population. He underestimated the spirit of the British people and the courage of a handful of young pilots. The British public, enduring nightly bombings and air raids, showed remarkable resilience. Propaganda posters urged them to keep calm and carry on, and they did. The resolve of the British people became a crucial factor in the nation's defense as they supported the RAF pilots who took to the skies day after day. These were the men and women of the RAF, facing overwhelming odds, tasked with defending their homeland from the seemingly unstoppable Nazi war machine. These were the few. Young and inexperienced, yet filled with determination, they soared into the skies to confront the enemy. Their bravery and skill would become legendary as they fought not just for their country, but for the very survival of freedom and democracy. The Battle of Britain was about to begin, and the outcome would shape the course of history. At airfields scattered across southern England, young men ran towards their aircraft. The roar of Merlin engines filled the air, a defiant symphony of power and determination. Hawker Hurricanes, sturdy and reliable, took to the skies alongside Supermarine Spitfires, sleek and agile, their elliptical wings glinting in the morning sun. These were not seasoned veterans, but a diverse group of men, many barely out of their teens, drawn together by duty and patriotism. They came from all walks of life, united by an unwavering belief in their cause. They were the defenders of freedom, the last bastion against tyranny. They were the pilots of the Royal Air Force, and the skies over Britain were their domain. Unbeknownst to the Luftwaffe, the British possessed a secret weapon radar. This groundbreaking technology, which was still in its early stages of development, played a pivotal role in the defense of Britain during World War II. Radar, short for radio detection and ranging, allowed the British to detect incoming enemy aircraft from miles away, giving them a significant advantage. This revolutionary technology, still in its infancy, provided early warning of incoming enemy aircraft. The radar stations, equipped with large rotating antennas, could pick up the signals of enemy planes long before they reached British shores. This early detection system was crucial in giving the Royal Air Force, RAF, the time needed to scramble fighter planes and prepare for the incoming threat. Developed in the years leading up to the war, radar stations dotted along the coastline became the eyes and ears of the RAF. These stations were strategically placed to cover as much of the British coastline as possible, creating a network of early warning systems. The information gathered by these radar stations was then relayed to Fighter Command Headquarters, where it was analysed and used to coordinate the defence efforts. Information from these stations fed into Fighter Command Headquarters, a hive of activity deep beneath the English countryside. Here, teams of operators worked around the clock to process the incoming data and make critical decisions. The headquarters was equipped with plotting tables, telephones and other communication devices that allowed for real-time tracking of enemy aircraft movements. Here, under the leadership of Air Chief Marshal Hugh Dowding, a complex system of plotting tables, telephones and WAF plotters tracked the progress of enemy raids in real time. Dowding's leadership and the efficiency of this system were instrumental in the success of the RAF during the Battle of Britain. The Women's Auxiliary Air Force, WAF, plotters played a crucial role in this process, using markers on large maps to track the positions of both enemy and friendly aircraft. This became known as the Dowding system, a sophisticated command and control network that proved crucial in directing RAF fighter squadrons with remarkable efficiency. The system allowed for rapid communication and coordination, ensuring that fighter planes could be deployed quickly and effectively to intercept enemy aircraft. The Dowding system was a key factor in the RAF's ability to defend Britain from the Luftwaffe's attacks, ultimately contributing to the Allied victory in the Battle of Britain. Section 5. A symphony of steel dogfights over southern England. High above the rolling hills and patchwork fields of southern England, a deadly ballet played out. Spitfires and Hurricanes, nimble and deadly, tangled with German Messerschmitt, Bf-109s and lumbering Heinkel bombers. The skies became a swirling canvas of smoke trails, twisting metal, and the staccato bursts of machine gun fire. Pilots, their faces masked by oxygen masks, strained against immense G-forces, their aircraft pushed to the very limits of endurance. Every engagement was a fight for survival, a test of skill, courage, and determination. The air crackled with radio chatter, a mix of clipped commands, warnings, and the occasional desperate mayday call. Section 6. Unsung Heroes, Ground Crews and the Home Front. While the pilots captured the glory, the Battle of Britain was won on the ground as much as in the air. The tireless efforts of ground crews kept the RAF flying. Mechanics, armourers and engineers worked around the clock, often under enemy fire, to repair and re-arm the battered fighters. Behind them stood a nation united. Civilians enduring the terror of the Blitz displayed remarkable resilience. Factory workers toiled tirelessly to produce aircraft and munitions. Women stepped into vital roles, driving ambulances, operating anti-aircraft guns, and manning the radar stations. The Battle of Britain was a national effort, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the British people. As the battle raged in the skies, German bombs rained down on London and other cities. Historic buildings crumbled under the onslaught, and entire neighbourhoods were reduced to rubble. The nightly wail of air raid sirens became a grim soundtrack to life. Yet, even in the face of such devastation, the spirit of the British people remained unbroken. From the ashes of destruction rose a spirit of defiance, a determination to carry on, to rebuild and to prevail. The Blitz, far from breaking the British will, only served to strengthen their resolve. August 13, 1940 became known as Eagle Day. The Luftwaffe launched its largest offensive yet, aiming to crush the RAF and gain air superiority. The fighting was fierce, the losses heavy on both sides. But the RAF endured. Day after day, week after week, they repelled the German onslaught. By September, the tide began to turn. The Luftwaffe, suffering unsustainable losses, shifted their focus to bombing civilian targets, marking the beginning of the Blitz. It was a desperate gamble, one that ultimately failed. The RAF, though battered and bruised, had weathered the storm. They had won the Battle of Britain. The Battle of Britain was a pivotal moment in World War II. The RAF's victory prevented a German invasion of Britain and dealt a significant blow to Hitler's plans for European domination. But the legacy of the few extends far beyond the battlefields of 1940. Their courage, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication to duty continue to inspire generations. They were ordinary men and women who rose to meet extraordinary challenges, proving that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can prevail. In the hallowed halls of Parliament, Winston Churchill rose to address the nation. His words, etched in history, captured the essence of the Battle of Britain and the debt owed to the few. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. Churchill's words serve as a timeless reminder of the courage and sacrifice of those who fought in the Battle of Britain. Their legacy lives on, not only in the annals of history, but in the hearts and minds of all who value freedom and liberty. They were the few, and their story will forever be etched in the skies above England.